Good morning, or good afternoon, or whatever. Good night, whatever time it is for you. This is my third video, I think. Today, I'm going to try talking to you while I braid my hair, unbraid it and rebraid it. It's one of the first things I do in the morning. Because yesterday while I was making art, I couldn't really look at you. And I felt like that might be off-putting. I don't know. Maybe you don't mind. I don't know if I would mind. I didn't mind watching it back, but it's me watching me, so who knows? It's so frustrating because I always think of all these things I want to talk about while I'm not here facing you. And then when I get here, they all scurry away. I can't remember any of them. Oh, one thing I did think of yesterday. Let me grab my brush. While I was riding the bus, I realized I've made huge strides in my ability to take up space and act for myself. In the past, if someone requested to get off the bus a stop before mine, I would just get off with them because I didn't want to inconvenience all the other riders by pulling the cord again immediately after. Like, I didn't want to make the bus stop 2 times in a row for the other riders. And I mean, I guess I got more exercise, but that's my reasoning for doing it was because I didn't think that I was worth stopping the bus for little old me, you know, like it wasn't a healthy reason. I also wouldn't sit down next to people if there was no like empty double seats left. I totally sit down next to people now. And I pull the cord for my stop. And if the bus driver doesn't stop, I holler at them, please stop. Where in the past, I might have just kept quiet and pulled the cord again and gotten off at the next stop. Like, I seriously inconvenienced myself quite a bit for several years because I just wasn't confident that I was worth those things, I guess. And that's bullshit. So if you're doing silly stuff like that, it's silly. I love you. I know where you're at. I know how it feels, but I promise you, you're like, if there's a bus stop there, you're allowed to get off there. Like, that's what it's for. And there's space that far apart to make it convenient for people. So get off at your stop. You're allowed to. I give you permission if you need that. Hopefully, in the future, you'll give yourself permission. What else? I know I'm not all the way there yet, though, because I recently started a new position at work, and my company was acquired, so much of my team is new. Although, thankfully, one of my new team members is also a previous team member from a previous company. So that is pretty great. But even there, I hesitate to ask for help, especially when I know everyone's really busy and their work queue is just full, like full to overflowing. Like, I don't want to inconvenience them with a question, but I know that I have to, because if I don't and I screw something up because of my inexperience, I'm gonna I could potentially make multiple people's jobs more difficult. So it's more of an imposition if I don't ask for help. But it's so freaking hard. So freaking hard. Like sometimes I just have to like sit there and like work up the courage to ask for help. And part of it isn't because I don't think I'm worthy, although that is part of it. But another part of it is that I was just raised to be self-sufficient. Like my parents, and they're right. I mean, they're not wrong. But anytime I asked for help when I was a kid with something, I mean, not something like serious or life-threatening, obviously, but, you know, something I was working on or a chore or something, they would ask me if I had tried everything I could think of, if I'd researched, like, what had I done on my own before coming to them to ask for help. And if they didn't think I'd done enough of that kind of stuff, they'd be like, go research it or go brainstorm and see what you can come up with to try to solve it yourself. And so I kind of learned that and I don't think this is really what they meant, but I kind of learned that if I'm not doing absolutely everything I can to solve a problem myself, then I'm not worth helping. And there is that, and then like, even though I didn't grow up religious at all, I still somehow latched on to, I don't know if it's called a proverb, but God helps those who help themselves. Which, when I was really small, I thought that meant to like cake. Like help yourself. I didn't think it meant like solving your own problems and stuff. And I think it means both, actually. Like I do think that Source helps those who help themselves, who think that they're worth taking the cake. I mean, maybe not stealing, but taking what's offered if they want it, for sure. Taking what's available. Knowing they're worthy of it. If you don't know you're worthy of it, then it may not come to you. Because you won't even notice if it does. Or it might come to you, but you just won't see it because you won't think you're worthy of it. So you won't believe it. In reality, is so much, it's almost entirely about our perception of it. There's a story, and I'm probably going to get it wrong, so don't come after me. I think it was Captain Cook, but I know that when some large sailing ships came upon some, I think, Pacific islands, I don't remember which islands, I'm not positive about the captain, but I know it was some big old sailing ships coming upon some islands of some people who had never seen Western seafaring before. And most of the people in the tribe could not even see the ships because they had no previous experience of anything like that. And they were so bizarre to them that they just couldn't exist. And so their brains just didn't process them. One person, the shaman in the tribe, was able to see them, particularly if he looked out of the corner of his eye. And then he developed his ability to see them and trained everyone else to be able to see them. But, I mean, that's because the shaman was already used to seeing things outside of normal experience, I think. But yeah, we have to train ourselves to see the opportunities in front of us and recognize that they are for us and that we are worthy of them. Yeah. I think that is an excellent place for me to end this. And I'm also at the end of my braid. So thank you so much for listening to my ramblings. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you. You are a delight, and I hope that you have a wonderful day or night or whatever time frame that you're in. I hope that is just the bee's knees until I see you next time. Okay? Love you.